Hello, how's it going? Okay, you guys, the most common question I get all the time is how to use the oil tinctures. So let me just show you. This is really, really simple. They come in a bottle like this, and if you take the lid off, you're gonna see that there is a dropper, okay? You just wanna draw up into the dropper, and each drop, okay, right here, each one of these drops contains, let's see, this is the 750 that I have in my hand. So each drop contains 15 milligrams. So depending on what milligram the bottle is that you have will depend on how potent each drop is. Typically, and what you do is you put the drops under your tongue and let them sit for, I don't know, a few seconds. I mean, some things say 60 to 90 seconds. Other people say just swallow, put it on your tongue and swallow. It's kind of what I do. I wait about 20 or 30 seconds and then I just swallow it. My typical rule of thumb is, and this is just what I have figured out works, is to start with 1 drop for every 10 pounds of weight. So this applies to if it's you or your pet or your child. That's a starting place. So if you were a 150-pound person, you would start with 15 drops under your tongue, and you are going to increase from there until you feel like you have found the sweet spot that works for you. There is a video I have in this group. If you just scroll back a little ways, it's by Dr. Holland, and he goes into more specifics about why there is not one specific dose for every person. So I highly would recommend you go back and watch that. He's an expert on CBD, so I would rather you hear it from him, from somebody with some credibility that knows what they're talking about, than to hear it from me. So go back and watch it. It's about 18 minutes or so. Really, really informative, really good information, and about how to figure out what dosage is going to work for you. So if you're somebody who has tried it, you tried a sample, you got one of those teeny little bottles from me, the little sample size, and you tried it one time and you're like, well, I didn't really notice that it did anything for me. I think that video is going to explain a lot and to help you with why it may not have worked that first time, or that time when you only did 10 or 15 or 20 drops. And so to kind of put it into perspective, what I do, so I know it can be a little cumbersome, like counting out drops. So I will tell you guys, if you draw up a full dropper this much, so it's just 1 squeeze. Okay, so I've cleared the dropper, I empty it, I go down, I draw up 1 full dropper. That is 25 drops. Okay, I've counted it out like I don't know how many times. It's 25 drops. For sure. And what I do is 2 dropper fulls in the morning, every morning. So that's about 50 drops. I obviously am not 500 pounds, but I have found that 50 drops in the morning is what works for me, for my body. Then at night, I usually do 1 more dropper full before I go to bed. That's with the 750. If I'm using the 500, sometimes it's like 2 in the morning and 2 at night. So, and let me just show you. So here's a dropper full under the tongue. And then I just swallow. So that's kind of about how long I let it sit under my tongue. What was that, like 5 seconds? So that's how you use those. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I would love to help you out. Now, let's talk about the pet line. So, of course, it's hard to get oil under a pet's tongue. So what I do for my dog is I take my finger into their jowls, or open like that, and I put it either inside the cheek, but that can be very slobbery and messy because I have large mastiffs. So what I do is I drop it on their food. I know how many drops she already needs, which is typically 2 dropper fulls for her. Again, that's about 50 drops. She's a 140-pound dog. We have figured out that the 500 natural, 50 drops in the morning and 50 drops at night is what works for her and her issues. I just pull a dropper full up and I just spread it over her food, 2 dropperfuls, and then give her bowl of food at each meal, and that's what we do for her. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you have any more questions, please reach out. And again, I'm very honored and blessed to have you here, and all of you that have become customers of mine. I greatly appreciate you, and those that have become affiliates within the company with me, partnering affiliates. I'm so excited for what's coming next month. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, okay, have an awesome day.